part 2 of the crossover, Crisis on Earth X of Arrow, opens up with Prometheus and Oliver having a chat. And apparently, instead of Prometheus being Adrian Chase on Earth 53, it's Tommy Merlin. And I really never thought we'd see Tommy Merlin again on Arrow, but other than like maybe a flashback. But I am happy to see him. And I just felt so bad for Tommy in season 1 because he basically gave up his life for Laurel, but now that she's dead, it's kind of like he died for no reason. And I remember he was having a fight with Oliver after finding out he was the Arrow at the time in, I guess, the Merlin building or the Queen building, and he was finding out about his father too. And Oliver was fighting Malcolm back then, and the Glades were getting destroyed. Then after that, Tom just disappeared, then reappeared in the police station where Laurel was. And of course the building's falling apart. He saves her, but why was he there? Did he know Laurel was there? And his death basically came out of nowhere. And to save a loved one, he gets destroyed while the building falls on top of him. I remember that's happened in Revenge, and it's like a cheap way to kill off characters, and just like, why would you do that? Why? They're both so good characters, and I think I stopped watching Revenge after that. And I think it was on its last season, the next season after that, maybe. Yeah, I think it lasted 4 or 5 seasons. Maybe just 4. Oh well. But back to Arrow, and he's talking with Tommy again. Apparently they're BFFs on Earth 53 as well. And they've been trained since childhood to become soldiers and fighters for the fatherland. And Tommy says he wish he could see the Earth get invaded. And then, of course, he uncaps a fake tooth and poisons himself before they can do anything. But I feel like he killed himself off too soon. I feel like it's pretty easy to sneak into the Star Labs. I feel like Evil Oliver and Supergirl, well, his wife, could have easily saved him. And it would be nice to have Prometheus and Tommy fight Oliver. Again, I guess, since he already fought him in the church, but knowing it makes it slightly different. Knowing who's behind the mask. And then later, Supergirl and the Flash race towards where the evil versions of themselves are stealing some device on the Earth with their Nazi army. Of course, they beat Arrow there since he doesn't have super speed. And they didn't bother just to run him there. And eventually the team and Harrison Wells finds out that the device they stole is for a neutron bomb they're creating to recreate a red sun for Supergirl, to make it easier for her operation since she has so much solar radiation in her blood, and I guess it's slowly killing her. I do wonder how long she's lived like that, how long that's been happening, and how much time she has left. Probably not that much. But evil Oliver at some point broke into Star Labs, which is easy. Fought off McRory, took him down easily. And Killer Frost too, even though she should have given him pretty severe frostbite. And took out the rest of Team Arrow pretty quickly as well. And then later, the team, which includes Sarah, Flash, Supergirl, Oliver, and Firestorm, track them down to a warehouse and have a big awesome action scene. Cool one shot, Firestorm flying all over the place, and eventually they get hit and separated and captured, of course, and all because they need Supergirl's heart to replace evil Supergirl's heart because of her solar radiation poisoning. But if the solar radiation is so deep embedded in her blood, wouldn't it basically affect the new heart too? Because it's still in her blood. It's not just her heart, but I guess a new heart will change the blood flow for her. Or, I don't know how that would work, but I will. With the device they sell, they can cut up into Supergirl and take her heart. And I guess that's their plan. Take Supergirl's heart and take over their world. As usual for villains. And then, of course, the 5 of them get captured, and 4 of them, except for Supergirl, of course, are locked up in a camp on Earth X, away from all their team. So maybe Cisco at some point will wake up from his concussion and open a portal to get the rest of the team there. And maybe we'll see the rest of the Legends, or maybe not until Legends, since we didn't see the rest of Team Arrow until, like, the Arrow episode. Which I'm surprised they weren't at the wedding too. But oh well. And I don't think we'll see Martian Manhunter, but well, on this Earth. He could show up though for Kara. Alex could call him. Unless, now if Cisco wakes up, they can open a portal and get them over there too. But I doubt that would happen, but I hope it will happen. And maybe we'll see Ralph, but probably not if we haven't seen him yet, but maybe on The Flash tomorrow or tonight. I hope we see Ralph, because he is pretty useful, and they need all the heroes they could get. But they already have so many characters, so I don't think they will. It's still kind of weird, though, that we've seen everybody on The Flash except for Ralph. But maybe that can change, and maybe we'll see Captain Steel, Zari, and Bray in Legends. Most likely they will be there, but really do hope Martian Manhunter and Ralph show up at some point. But anyways, that was part 2 of the crossover. Then Flash will be the part 3 of the crossover, and maybe his future daughter will show up. Maybe the Flash characters will show up more. Maybe Wally will. I doubt it. They sidelined Wally so much this season. And I felt so bad for Joe. He barely spent any time with Wally compared with the rest of his kids. Really wanted to see them bond more, but that probably won't happen anytime soon. Especially if Wally goes back to Blue Valley. But yeah, I do wonder how the rest of the crossover will turn out. There'll probably be more action scenes and probably a few more characters and continuation of the storyline, and of course them defeating the bad guys somehow. And I do wonder who's their leader on that Earth, like the Earth ex-president, whoever he may be, because there has to be someone above Oliver, since he's only the guy that made the plan. He's still like a soldier in the army.